video.
We can make one.
Let's see. I'm pretty sure we're live.
Are we?
But I'm trying to go live on Instagram. It's never as easy as I want it to be.
Hmm.
There we go. Live. Yay. No, nobody's as excited as I am.
Yay.
Yeah.
So that's why
okay. Okay, you guys. It is October 15th. And it's 2024. And we are on with Makayla and Monica. It's Breast Cancer Awareness Month, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And on Fridays, what do?
We wear pink.
That's right. And we do what hashtag, Monica?
Hashtag
FWA Pink Strong.
yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. Sorry, just setting up my phone there so we can know what's going on. But yeah, this is a deep dive into Makayla Patterson, the man, the myth, the legend, and I'm gonna pass it on to Monica.
Thank you. Yes, so it is a deep dive with Makayla Patterson. So, Makayla, I'm sure there's a lot of people that want to know who was Makayla before you got into the fencing industry.
That's like a can of worms, honestly. I think
There was life before the fencing industry?
No. What? News to me. No. Long story short, I've been in the service industry for 12 years. Bartending has kind of been my go-to. I was kind of thrown into it when I was 19 at the corporate restaurant I was at. They're like, our bartender didn't come in. You're the one that has the seniority. So here you go. You either sink or swim. And luckily I swam and just kind of took off with that. So that was me a little bit before the fencing industry.
Nice. So it sounds like you've always been in the service. Like talking to people has always been very comfortable for you.
Yes, that's like, I love it. Interacting with people and socializing and getting to know them and their story. And I love that so much.
And you can totally tell that because that was like my first instinct when I went ahead and met you, right? Mm-hmm. So it was like, you're so welcoming. You just talk to everybody like you know them. So that was so comfortable. So.
No, sometimes I always get, oh my gosh, you look like a royal bee. And I'm like, I'm really It's just
oh my gosh.
That's because you are. So Jadira says bartender in the early 20s.
In her early 20s.
Ooh, it was
she wasn't very good at it.
It's still Yadira. It's okay.
So then how did you come about to come into the fence industry? So
kind of like my bartending job, I was just I threw myself in really to the fence industry. I think our social media was a little stagnant there for a little bit. And I was like, social media is the way to go. Like, that's how a lot of people get their jobs and their contacts. And I was like, if you let me do this, I can do a good job at it. And it's been great so far. I really love doing social media for our company, High Point Companies, out of Colorado. So we do commercial chain link, repair, install, kind of all that stuff is our go-to. And then I also do social media for the women of FWA.
Yes, you do. And that was one of the things that I was going to ask you. Okay, so you need to give me some tips, okay? Because I am horrible at social media, so I'm like an old person, all right, trying to go ahead and navigate through my iPhone or through my Samsung or whatever they call it nowadays. But how did you get so good? What's your favorite platform? I mean, there's TikTok and all those.
So I like Facebook. I think that's the one I've had the longest. That's the one I'm most comfortable on. TikTok, I do a little videos here and there. That's where all of our Women of FWA videos kind of come from, is TikTok. Instagram, I'm not a fan of. Please, nobody come after me.
Shame. We're literally live on Instagram right now, young lady.
I know. It's just, I don't know, not my cup of tea, but I'll post there. So for you guys. No, but Facebook is definitely my go-to.
Do you do any kind of like app to like post on all of them at once, or do you just do it old fashioned like me and post on every single one individually.
No, definitely old school. I like going in, I like doing the different layouts because Instagram will lay it out differently than Facebook, and they'll lay it out differently than like LinkedIn, for example. So I like going in and editing all of it and putting it kind of how I want it. I'm super nitpicky when it comes to that.
Do you think that's an important trait for anybody who's trying to like up their social media game, or is that just a preference for you?
I think it's just a preference. I think whatever is easiest for you and how you kind of learn and what you go with.
So, like, as she mentioned earlier, y'all, like, she's running all of our social media for Women of FWA. She's posting in all the groups and stuff like that. How often are you posting, or what do you think an important, like, sweet spot is for engagement purposes?
True.
So for our company, I do once a week, 2 times a week usually. I think that is a good sweet spot. Women of FWA, it's, let's see, our Tuesday lives, and then anything else like breast cancer awareness, I think I'm doing 3 times a week. I think any more than 3 times a week, you kind of bombard your feed almost. And it doesn't really highlight if you're posting, you know, more than 5 times a week. It doesn't highlight your posts that you're going through because everyone is just kind of seeing a bunch of posts, you know? Okay. So I think that 3-ish range is kind of that sweet spot, in my opinion.
Okay. And then I have a question. So my husband's always telling me that I have to put my camera like this, because if you put it like this, then you won't get the right angle or something like that. And of course, you know, whatever our husband tells us, it's like, no. So I want to hear it straight from Makayla. Is that true?
I think it's true, yeah. I'm with James on this, sorry.
So nobody tell him, okay? Nobody.
I know. It doesn't upload, you know, you got to go through and edit it and flip it, and it just doesn't upload right.
Is there like a certain platform that you utilize that kind of, it's either up or sideways? I mean, does it matter what platform it is?
No, I don't think it really matters. If you're going in to edit it, you can go in like with a video editor and edit it that way and flip it. But a lot of the times, if you're videotaping on your phone, you can always go through and edit it on your phone to like switch the position as well. So that way you don't have to download and go through all the, you know, apps and stuff.
So are you giving classes,
James?
Like a workshop or something?
Workshop, sure.
Somebody told him, oh my gosh.
Here he comes.
I love it. I love it. Well, I know something about you that a lot of people actually probably don't know, that you are in college right now.
I am.
What you going to school for?
My associate's in business management, and I graduate this fall.
Congratulations.
Oh my goodness. I didn't know it's coming that fast. Aren't you like about to do like finals or something, you said?
Yeah, so I mean, I have a lot of testing coming up. Well, I guess not this fall, this winter, the end of the year. I'll graduate. So right before Christmas.
Oh wow.
Yes, she is the best.
Yes, you are. That is definitely navigating work plus school and then kiddos. Do you have any kiddos?
I do. I have 2. I have a 5-year-old daughter and then a 2-year-old little boy. Oh. So it's a lot. I know. I was like, oh, it's my last class, and I have, you know, school and life and kids and husband and Women of FWA and High Point. So it's just, I'm spread very thin, but I think that is where I kind of excel. I like being busy and I like staying busy. So
you can definitely tell, because at the Fence Tech, you were just amazing everywhere, right? You were helping everybody get their videos done. You were putting mics on people, and you're like, okay, just relax, and you can go ahead and do this, right? So she was like, mama, like a microphone, right?
By the way, I got my microphone in the mail the other day, and it was literally wrapped in a paper towel, and it said, please excuse my ghetto rapping.
I didn't.
Yes, by the way, I got that.
Okay, good. Yeah, no, it was really fun at the Fence show. I think everyone was so nervous, and I was throwing everyone into their interviews, and I was like, we got to go. Like, we're hustling. We got one more day to get these done. And Dalton, being the supportive and loving husband he is, was like, you know, your mics were great and all, but like, this is what we're going to get. So he went on Amazon, actually, like when we got back, and ordered like mics and cameras and like a little bag to put them in. And he goes, and this is yours for when we go to the shows. He's just so
Aw.
supportive. I know. So we have better equipment coming to the 2025 show, I promise.
So
No,
he's
that's super exciting.
amazing. Did you
Yes.
see that, Susan? Whenever they had that video, he what did he say? I'm just here to support the women in FWA, and I'm like, oh,
It was for our little breakout. It was like right before the show, like everyone who was coming early to help set up. We were like, in our little powwow circle. We're going around the circle and everyone's like, "Oh, you're this, this, this." And it comes to Dalton and he said, "I'm just here to support my wife and the women of FWA." And I was like, I didn't tell you to say that. So
how much
sweet
did you
boy.
pay him? How much did you pay him?
I know, right? There you go.
Oh my gosh. So let's dig a little bit deeper into Makayla. So now we know that you're in college, right?
Mhm.
Got little ones, and you are just amazing at social media.
Thank you.
So I do want to know, when do you have workshops? Because I would definitely join. Okay.
Mhm.
So what is a hobby of yours besides kiddos, school, and everything else that you do? What's your favorite hobby?
Listen, I think I'm too busy to have hobbies, if I'm being quite honest. I love reading and I love listening to music, are kind of my outlets, my escapes. But other than that, we go outside, we go for walks, we go on hikes here and there, but that's about it.
Oh, what is one of the things? So going back to their fencing world, right? What is one of the things that you went ahead and said, like, oh my gosh, I didn't know this was actually part of a fencing industry or world? Because so you said you came from the service side of
Mhm.
it. So how was it that you're like, I didn't know this was part of fencing?
All of it. I was thrown in, and I think it's just I'm still learning, right? I'm still learning the lingo and the machinery and the different materials and equipment. At the fence show, I learned a ton just by walking around and talking to different vendors and putting, what this is called to like that's what it looks like type of thing. So I think to answer your question, all of it. I was like, I don't know what that is, and Dalton, can you help me because I have no idea.
Yes, definitely. And then you throw in Mr. Fence stuff, right? I never knew some of
Right.
the stuff, what it was called. And so I thought it was something else. And then an equalizer. I thought an equalizer was something else, but
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no,
so
I go there and I learn a whole nother different world, and I'm like, oh, we're in Mr. Fence world here because I don't know what that is.
I agree. I definitely agree. So, what are some things that your company is looking forward to?
I think just growing, expanding the business. Last year was a really good year for us, and we're not even through this year and have already surpassed last year. So I think just continuing to grow and really just keep, good employees. They're very hard to come by, and when we do find them, we want to make them feel appreciated, right? And that kind of goes into, we've talked about it before on the show, company culture and how you treat your guys. And I think just appreciating them and supporting them in any way is definitely one of our bigger things that we want to continue, to not only work on, but to bring into 2025.
Okay. And how about, what is your favorite like fence to install? And
Well,
how do you install it? Do you pound?
Yeah, she likes to go to town, y'all.
oh no. I don't install. I'm not that much of a badass like Bailey, but the boys, they do their thing, honestly. They get it done.
So is it so we were talking about Colorado is almost like
Mhm.
Indiana weather. So you get all the four seasons and so on and so forth. So do you guys close down during winter time like we do? No?
No, we don't close. We'll do if weather and the ground and everything, allows it. We'll do the jobs that we still have. Once snowfall comes, it is a little bit more difficult. But wintertime is where we do a lot of our shop work. So Dalton again is kind of like the go-to guy. He goes through all the machines and gets them all ready and primed for when spring comes around. But we don't close. We're too busy.
You're too busy.
Yeah. It's a good
Um,
problem to have.
it's a good what? I'm sorry.
Problem to have.
Yes, definitely. I definitely agree with that. So what are some other things that what we want to go ahead? What is it? Bite your tongue. Don't close down. So no closing down. Okay. So what are some other things that we're looking for? Like for Makayla, yourself, your own goals. I know that you said that you're already going to be finishing college here pretty soon in the fall, right? So what's beyond college?
I haven't gotten that far in my life, honestly. I take it day by day, how it comes. I think just continuing to learn more, right? We never stop learning. We're constantly getting different knowledge. So I just want to continue to learn and be more confident kind of in the fence world. Not that I'm not confident now, but I just want to keep learning everything that I can.
I completely agree with that. Forever Student, like, they're doing the fence week coming up in November. And so, like, I'm going to go to the trainings over in Lafayette and the trainings over in Homa. Like, I hope to kind of get my hands dirty. I don't want to break a nail, but like, I think in the name of education and learning and being more familiar with what the people around us are doing in the association and to serve members, like, I see you is what I'm saying. Like, I get that.
Yes.
Well, there's a question. Who has influenced you the most in the fence industry and someone you look up to and why?
Oh my gosh, that's such a hard one. I look up to everyone in the Women of FWA, our ambassador group. I think everyone brings something different into the group. I don't know. And one certain person, Susan, has always kind of been my go-to gal when it comes to this type of stuff. Stop, don't cry. I'll cry.
I love you too, Makayla. Okay, so let's just pause for a second.
Okay.
So, I recently found out Makayla is in college and getting her degree and stuff like that. And like when I called her that day, like I just had so much on my mind and I had to like unload. I had to dump on her, right? And so we're sitting there talking, and she's literally dropping like one kid off to school, the other kid's in the back seat, like screaming bloody murder. But like she's giving me 100% of her attention. Like, no jokes, nonstop. Like, I'm like super proud of her, but I'm like, hey, what you gonna do with that degree? She's like, nothing. I'm like, you're using it every single day right now. Like, you're already using it. But just super big kudos to Makayla and like one being able to multitask like a boss, right? Because all I could hear in the background was her kids. Mine's a little bit older and like, I mean, you saw him just walk in, but I mean, whatever. But like, I love you too, girl.
Thanks. They just go. They're never quiet. It's a constant.
Enjoy it. Definitely enjoy it because my kids are all grown and I definitely miss it. So
yeah, my daughter doesn't even want to hug me anymore. And I'm like, what is this? Chopped liver, honestly.
So you're going to have to make her hug you, right? Just go ahead and grab her and just give her a big hug. So what are some things that you have learned from the fence industry that are useful? Well, what are some skills that you have learned from before that have been useful in the fence industry? And I know you said customer service, right? Because you're great to talk to. I mean, you were just like, it's like if I knew you, right? The first time I met you, it was like if I already knew Makayla. So what are some other skills?
I think organization too is another big one. And staying on top of tasks and deadlines. I think that's something that you can't really teach. It's more something that just kind of comes naturally to some people. And I think that's really good, in the fence industry when posts, for example, Women of FWA things need to come out, or when we have to get a bid in, right, for a job, just kind of being on top of just really planning out your life. I work off so many planners. I have too many, honestly.
I hear you.
What is your most reliable? Handwritten?
I do handwritten. I'm a very visual person. I'm a visual learner. If it's not written down, I forget about it. So I go from like handwriting everything to then putting it into my phone for my personal use. And then I put it into like our Google Calendar that like my husband and everyone else like kind of has access to. So everyone's on the same page.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. So she's got a couple of calendars. I don't know if you've seen in the text that I think I'm gonna have to open up my own, like the FWA, just alone. What is that? Emails, because we're constantly communicating. So I can't believe that you're doing school and doing all that plus keeping up with emails. So
Yeah, it's a lot,
I
honestly.
can tell.
Yadira, how long has High Point been in business? So we've been in business for 12 years as High Point. We started off doing like large acreage mowing for that kind of little bit. And then we started fencing in 2018. And I've been doing fencing ever since then. The mowing was great, but I think, Dalton came to me and he's like, oh, like, I think we're going to get into fencing. And I'm like, okay, well, like there's money in fencing, right? And here I am biting my tongue years later. Yeah. But it's been great. We love our fence family, It's been really good.
Yes, it's definitely been amazing. So so Dalton, you talk a lot about Dalton, right?
I do. Oh my gosh. I'm obsessed with him or something.
You better be, for sure.
I get it. He's a cool dude.
Yes, he is very cool. What are some things that you like about him when he goes out to work? So what are some things that you're like, wow, that's so amazing that you do that?
Honestly, everything.
Aww.
He just
cop out.
I know, right? But honestly, he is like the go-to. Him and Cole, so that's his brother, for anyone who doesn't know, they own the business, together. They're great at their own individual things. Dalton is a lot of like the handyman and the repair and the welding. A big thing is gates, right? So he wanted to get into gates and wiring and all that type of stuff. So he took it upon himself to basically teach himself. So he was watching videos, he was going to educations, he was gone attending different things all over, and I think just his willingness to want to learn and to continue to learn is something that we've kind of bonded over. And we are like a power couple. I know, toot my own horn, but I wouldn't be him or I wouldn't be me without him. And I think same goes for him.
Would your couple name be Malton?
I kind of love that, actually.
You're welcome.
I'm going to get that tattooed now.
Great.
Get a license plate first, and then you can go ahead and talk about tattoo.
Yeah, I just got a new car. I should go change it right now.
See?
What'd you get?
Oh my gosh, it's so cute. It's a little Dodge Durango.
Ooh.
I know.
Hold on.
What?
I like this one better. Makayla.
Makayla.
Thank you, Kim. Yeah, I don't know which one I like more.
Somebody said Molten on there too, so
Molten. Here we are.
There you go. So now the opposite. What are some things that really just kind of, like, hey, I wish you would go ahead
That's a good question.
So
wait, say it.
The opposite.
What irritates you? What irritates you about him?
Oh,
I was going to use irritate, but
irritates. Oh my gosh, she's probably watching this right now. I don't know. Really nothing. I don't know. I don't like being put on the spot like this.
Dirt on the shoes.
It's a deep dive into Makayla. We're supposed to get to this is real reporting happening right now. Real reporting.
He doesn't remember stuff very well.
There we go.
So like I'll tell him things over and over and I'm like, we have a dinner tonight, and he goes, when did this happen? And I'm like, I've literally told you.
Does he put his dirty clothes in the hamper?
He does. Okay, I don't touch this man's laundry. I don't put it away. I don't wash it. I don't fold it. He does his own. He's very particular.
I kind of love that. Another reason to love Dalton.
Yes.
Shout out.
Because he was so supportive. I mean, he was around her whenever she was doing like the interviews and helping out in every aspect. I mean, putting up the booth and he's just so supportive of you, Makayla. I can't imagine anything that would irritate you from him. So he is a good man.
Yes.
You're right, Kimberly. He is a good man. So
sweet boy.
Did you say boy?
A sweet boy.
Oh gosh.
So do you have any goals for the rest of 2024?
To get through school. I know it's my last class, but it's a hard one. It's condensed too because I wanted to go to the show and enjoy it. So I had to get a more condensed class than, a longer version, and it's hard. But so I think just finishing this, I currently have a 4.0, and so I want to keep that because I'm very driven when it comes to, you know, certain expectations of myself. So just finishing out strong.
And you know what? You're setting a great example for your kids as well, right? Because you're going to school, they see you studying, and so it's just fantastic. I don't know. I'm always kudos for studying, for going back to school. So
It's been a lot, but yes, thank you.
I love that. Well, I have one more question before we start to kind of wrap up. What are your aspirations for next year? Like, what are your goals with just Women of FWA for next year?
I want to just keep building and getting more people involved. I think involvement is our biggest thing right now. You know, I want people to feel comfortable jumping on and saying, hey, I feel like these comments have been blowing up just by them like popping up. And I want more people to feel comfortable saying, hey, or even in our women's group, you know, dropping a discussion or a question. I think we have a lot of good discussions in our women's group and nobody is judgmental. If anything, we're all like, yeah, I'm in the same boat. And then getting our leadership retreat kind of going too. I think that'll be exciting.
Yeah. So if anybody doesn't know, in 2025, one of our biggest goals is to make sure that we have a Women of FWA retreat, building leaders. And it's going to focus on a lot of different topics, but it's going to be a lot of fun. And it's new to us, and we're excited and we're nervous. And I'm building the curriculum now. And so we don't have any dates exactly yet, but we have goals, and we will have those put out soon. We're having another leadership meeting here soon. And if you haven't noticed, we have a monthly newsletter going out. Everybody's putting their kind of like little sparkle on it. I've noticed nobody has edited it since I made the new one for November yet. Just calling all them ladies out.
It looks great, Susan.
it does. It was fantastic. I loved it right from the beginning.
So, but yes, if you aren't receiving those, please reach out, get on our mailing list. We'd love to include you. You can sit with us. And don't we have an event coming up, you guys?
Like a Halloween thing or something? Oh, yeah.
Yes. I just put so we put this out, but we didn't put a link. So the link is created now. There's a QR code. I put the video information in the comments. I'll pop that up real fast. All the things. It is a costume party, and this is like a little hint towards my costume.
I'm so excited.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be fun. It's going to be a social event. I'm not exactly sure what Tiffany has planned for the event, but she planned the last one and it was a lot of fun. And we look forward to everybody joining us. But I do have a lot of RSVPs so far. So,
okay, question.
Yeah.
Is this an only ladies event or is this an anybody event? Who wants to dress up?
I'm pretty sure it's an anybody event. I think we invited I just went through our emailing list and just emailed everybody. Okay, so perfect. Like I put it on our main page, you know, come one, come all. Now if it gets, you know, I don't expect any men to come, but you're welcome. You can sit with us too.
I just really wanted Shane and Sean to wear what they were going to wear at the fence show with their wigs and leggings. That's all I wanted to see.
And they're both listening right now. So you are being called out for Halloween and for the opportunity to be on the cover of the Fence magazine. I promise that.
Oh, and Colby.
And Colby.
Wow.
And Dalton.
She said, Anyways, ladies. Okay, Monica, you have done such a wonderful job interviewing Makayla. You really got into the nitty gritty, brought in some really good social media aspects of it. Is there anything you would like to say before we close out today?
No, just Makayla's pretty easy to interview. And then having you also as part of a host has been fantastic. And also follow our page at FWA. Right? Women of FWA. Make sure you follow our page so that way you can know of everything that we're doing. And we will see you at the costume party. We were just talking about that, right? So we won't tell them. Should we tell them what we're going to be or no? No.
No, you have to come to see what we're going to be.
Okay, so then you have to come. So what if what if we do all girls and then the guys have to dress up like girls in order to get in?
Stop it.
Love that.
Yeah. So
New twist on things.
yes, so that you guys can comment on that right afterwards in the video or wherever you want. You guys can go ahead and send us a message. So whatever you guys want, we shall do.
Mm-hmm.
Makayla, do you have anything to say before we close out today?
No, you guys were great. This was really easy. I know we were backstage and I was like hyperventilating almost, but this was great. I love this.
I will have to say, thank you, Makayla, for coming on. You're the third interview. It's not easy. I know when we came up with this grand idea to do a deep dive, not into just us, but into all of our members, all the women of FWA, it's hard. It's not easy to put yourself out there, to be a little vulnerable. I know we always come up with these like questions, but like the reality is, did we stick to most of the questions? No, I threw a couple of hard balls at you because, you know, that's where the conversation was going, right? And I just want to thank you, Makayla, and I look forward to the rest of them. Do we know who's on next week?
Bailey.
Ooh, that's gonna be exciting. So Badass Bailey next week. Outside of that, peace.